people are always having fun. Out there in the garden, in the rain and the sun.
Kok kadang ngala jerp wangin nanak and jinang nanak in kelak kaiwa. Nanak wangin the born ngala boja ngala more. Buruan karajan wangin koko karajan wangin mama jinang ngala kaiwa. Bau buruan nanak wot ko nanak kalak. Nanak boja nanak mort. Mama jinang ngala kaiwa. Ngala ko mot jinang ngala yai. Ngala jerp jinang nanak. Happy to be here with you this morning. In our cultures, we are the last comers to the planet. In our culture, we always know that the plants are here before us. Plants are followed by the animals, and we're the last comers. The last comers, regardless of where on this planet or on this location, the last comers are always the most destructive. So last comers have a lot to learn from the first comers. And two things that we always say helps with the learning. The first one's respect, and the second one is patience. Nurturing takes a long time. So I'd like to thank you for including a welcome this morning, because that's part of the respect part. Respecting of the first comers as people here. And as you have your conversation, may those who are presenting have the ability to articulate the message. Those who receive the message have the capacity to pass it on to those who require it and enact it. So I'm just going to mosey around now and may the good spirit take each and every one of you safely home at the end of this presentation. It's always wonderful to have a conversation under a tree. Mama Janong Nanakawa, may the good spirit be with you. Take care. I always tell people just a little, one thing about our culture, there's only two things in our culture, the past and the present. And so we always acknowledge the past and go back to the past. Because even if we're planning something for this evening, tomorrow or next month, it's done in the moment, in the present. And so forward projections are always done in the moment or in the past. So people used to say to us as we're young fellas and our families, you've got to keep up with the times and look forward. Well, you're looking forward when you're in the moment and making decisions at that time. I will do a little story for you because I've got a little bit of time. A couple of minutes?
Yeah, you got a couple of minutes.
But I need a volunteer or two. Yeah, we've got a volunteer. This is one we do at most of the schools, and we like to leave messages for the day. Got another volunteer?
Come on, don't be shy.
2, 3 for inflation. There we go.
She's little like a school kid.
Yeah. We're going to do a little message story for you. So we're going to do some moving of our hands. So we're going to tell you a story about this place. This place is a valley where there's hands hanging around, there are feet twisting, bodies swaying and heads nodding. But they're never together, they're all in bits and all in pieces. So we call that place the land of bits and pieces. And in the land of bits and pieces, nothing ever happened much. The hands still swung around, feet still twisted, some tapped, body still swayed, heads swiveled and nodded. Then one day, this hand decided it was going to get out of this place. So it went down the side of this big mountain, grabbed hold of a rock, got as far as it got. So it hopped down and started scratching its thumb, thinking really hard, thinking if I'm going to get out of this place, I'll need someone to give me a hand. And now this is where we all collective go, aha, can we do that? This is a signal for aha. We've done it. We need another hand. So the hand went back and saw this other hand just hanging around at the time and said to the hand, how'd you like to join me? We can get out of here. Sure, said this hand. Then the two hands went back to the side of the hill. The first hand grabbed the rock. The second hand, now the second hand's not a used one, it's the second hand in the story. So it's not quite there. The second hand grabbed the rock, but as far as they got. So they hopped down and had another conversation. What we need to do is get to that ledge. That ledge, the other hand said, that ledge is at least a foot away. Have we got there? That's what it needs, is a foot. So they went back and they saw the foot just tapping at the time. And they said to the foot, how'd you like to join us and we can get out of here? Sure, said the foot, being sure-footed. So they went back to the side. The first hand grabbed the rock. The second hand on the rock. The foot reached up to the ledge, but down they fell, and the foot looked up and said, what are you trying to do? Get to that ledge. That ledge is a foot away. No, it's not. That ledge is at least 2 feet away. 2 feet. That's what we need, 2 feet. So they went back and saw the other foot just twisting at the time. And they said to the second foot, how'd you like to join us and we can get out of here? Sure, said the foot. They went back. First hand grabbed the rock. Second hand grabbed the rock. Foot went up to the ledge. Next foot on the ledge. As far as they got. They hopped down and said, look, we're all too close together. We need to spread out. What we need is somebody to keep us apart. That's what we need, is somebody. So they went back to the land of bits and pieces, and there was this body just swaying at the time. And they said to the body, can you join us and get out of here? Sure, said the body, I'll be able to join you. So they went back to the side of the hill again. They got it this time, they said. The hand went on the rock, next hand on the rock, foot on the ledge, next foot on the ledge, hands crossed, feet kicked, body swayed, and down they fell. Hand said, just a minute. Just a minute. I didn't know what the feet was doing. Feet said, well, I didn't know what the body was doing. The body swayed, well, I didn't know what any of them was doing. What we need here, they said, is cooperation and coordination. If we don't have cooperation and coordination, we'll never get ahead. Get ahead, they thought. So they went back and there was his head just nodding at the time. And they said to the head, how'd you like to join us and get out of here? Sure, said the head, that way we can go ahead. So they went back. Hand reached up for the rock. Head said, just a moment, what are you trying to do? We're trying to get to that ledge, that rock, get to the top. Well, why don't we walk up the footpath? So, walked up the footpath, got to the top, looked around, they saw the other side of the nice big hill. There was birds flying, there was rivers flowing, there were trees. And they looked back where they came from, there were still hands hanging around, heads nodding, bodies swaying. And they said, if we stick together, cooperate and coordinate, we can go to wherever we like. So we leave that little story about how you got out of the land of bits and pieces. We leave it with particularly young ones to say, if you've got a challenge or an idea, and if you're starting off, always accept the collective consciousness. And once the group get together, it may be small, but once you grow, you may meet your objective. It may not be as hard as you think, because with the collective consciousness, you may not have to have a hard climb, just a sturdy walk. So, thanks for listening.
Thank you.